Good to be with you. I'm Tony DeCopel. The breaking news right now.
She did not leave on her own. We know that.
The rush to find Today Show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie's 84-year-old mother. The sheriff telling CBS News tonight he believes she was abducted, taken from her Arizona home while sleeping. Homicide detectives on the scene, what happened, and their urgent plea for help. Also developing winter wallop. The Carolinas hit hard, more than 1,000 crashes on the roads, while across the South, thousands are still without power, 8 days now after the last storm.
So Gustaneda, the long three, got it!
And a big win for Clemson basketball after a surprise knock on the door that had one player in tears.
And the Grammy goes to...
And Bad Bunny makes music history at the Grammys, then gets political from the stage. What he said, plus all the moments from music's biggest night.
From CBS News headquarters in New York, this is the CBS Evening News with Tony DeCopel.
Thank you very much for joining us on a very busy Monday night. The breaking news out of Arizona. New information just coming in on the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, mother of Today Show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie. The sheriff telling CBS News he believes she was abducted from her home in the middle of the night. Our Jonathan Vigliotti is there and spoke with the sheriff just moments ago. He joins us now. Jonathan, good evening.
And Tony, good evening to you. The sheriff confirming that Nancy Guthrie was abducted from her home behind me while she was asleep. They found inside life-saving medication and her cell phone. They're now combing through surveillance video. At one point, the sheriff getting emotional as he worried they were running out of time.
Tonight, the Pima County Sheriff tells CBS News that he believes the disappearance of Savannah Guthrie's mother was an act of foul play.
Is it fair for me to characterize this as an abduction?
I believe she was abducted, yes. This is an 84-year-old lady who, in the middle of the night, while she's asleep, is taken from her home.
84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was last seen around 9:45 Saturday night when family members dropped her home. Then on Sunday morning, a friend called Guthrie's children, telling them their mother had not shown up for church. They then notified the sheriff's department around noon that day after not being able to find their physically ailing mother.
She is very limited in her mobility, right? We know she didn't just walk out of there.
Sheriff Chris Nanos says finding Guthrie is crucial because she relies on daily medication.
I mean, the clock is literally ticking. It's been more than 24 hours since she disappeared. Are you concerned that it may be too late before she is found?
Well, we don't want to go there. Look, we just want to find her.
And officials say this is not a case of someone suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia.
Sharp as a tack. Her mental faculties are there.
Over the years, Nancy Guthrie has made regular appearances on the Today Show.
Love you, Mama.
And she's talked about how much her mom has meant in her life.
The greatest gift my mother gave me was faith and belief in God. It changed my whole life.
The sheriff says they've received more than 1,000 leads, and he hopes security camera videos will help with the investigation.
How is the Guthrie family doing?
They just want their mom home.
And Savannah Guthrie was not on air today as she rushed here to Tucson to be by her family's side. The Guthries are a prominent family here in this community. I asked the sheriff if that could have made them a target. He told me he did not believe so, but added at this point in the investigation, anything is possible, Tony.
That's the fear. We're hoping for good news there. Jonathan, thank you very much. To weather now. For the second Monday in a row, millions of Americans are cleaning up after a major snowstorm. This time the plows are working overtime in the Carolinas. In other parts of the South, meanwhile, many are starting a second week without electricity as sub-freezing temperatures are moving back in. Here's Dave Malkoff.
Snow, ice, and freezing temperatures are generating a long-term crisis across the South. Along the Carolina coast, rough surf knocked down at least 4 empty homes, sending them tumbling into the ocean. Charlotte saw one of its heaviest snowfalls in years, up to 11 inches in some places, as a bomb cyclone blanketed the region. Snow and ice slowed travel at the city's airport, sent drivers sliding into embankments, and stranded others on busy highways.
using our body weight, tipping it over to make a path.
So how rare is a big freeze in the Charlotte area? Well, we found Caroline Kalush pushing a piece of plywood. Video from nearby Gastonia shows a semi struggling on the ice before a speeding train approaches, barreling through it at full speed. Local police say the driver managed to make it out unharmed. In Nashville, power has been restored to roughly 90% of the population. About 26,000 customers are still without electricity after more than a week.
This is our upstairs thermostat, which is currently at 35 degrees.
Jennifer DeStephanis and her 82-year-old neighbor may not have their power fully restored until February 9th.
And so another week is a hard pill to swallow.
Yes, the temperatures are rising here, but it is going to take some time to melt these piles, and it's not just snow. Some of that is pure ice right there. And Tony, the emergency isn't over just yet. Power companies are asking people, please conserve power right now because they don't want to overwhelm the grid.
Yeah, it's good advice, Dave. Thank you very much. Meteorologist Rob Marciano is tracking the frigid temperatures tonight along the Hudson River here in Manhattan. Rob, any relief in sight?
Well, Tony, we finally got above freezing after over a week here in New York City, but that wasn't enough, obviously, to melt all this ice on the Hudson. It's probably not going anywhere because of this forecast. Speaking of, it is Groundhog Day, and that rodent in Pennsylvania allegedly saw a shadow, which means 6 more weeks of winter. Here's the NOAA forecast. It kind of aligns with that, at least for the eastern half of the country. Below average there, above average west. The same old story we've seen. Over 400 record lows the past 7 days. And another cold night ahead for the extreme southeast, including Florida, where we have once again freeze warnings out for places like Orlando and Gainesville and Tampa. That will moderate, but no such luck for spots north, with more rounds of Arctic air coming for the weekend. Is going to be the worst of it. Teens and single digits, New York and D.C. The good news is not a whole lot of snow coming with it. Tony?
All right, Rob, thank you very much. To breaking news now from Fairfax County, Virginia. A guilty verdict tonight in the trials of a former IRS special agent who was accused of staging a bizarre double murder to kill his wife while having an affair with the family's live-in nanny. Elaine Quijano joins us with an update. Elaine?
Well, Tony, jurors took about a day to find 40-year-old Brendan Banfield guilty of aggravated murder for killing his wife and another man. Now, Banfield shifted slightly, showed little emotion as the verdict was read in court today. Just last week, he took the stand in his own defense and told jurors back in 2023 he came home one day to find a man, Joseph Ryan, stabbing his wife, Christine. He claimed he had shot Ryan to protect his wife. But prosecutors had argued the killings were part of a plot devised by Banfield and the woman he'd been having an affair with, his family's live-in nanny, Juliana Perez Magalhães. She made a deal with prosecutors to testify against him. Brendan Banfield could face life in prison. His sentencing is scheduled to take place on May 8th. Tony?
Elaine, thank you very much. Here in New York City, a group of Epstein sex abuse survivors is asking a judge to take down documents the government released Friday because some reveal the names of women who wish to remain anonymous. The Justice Department says it's now working around the clock, in their words, to remove those names. Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane has more on what the Epstein files revealed.
If the Trump administration hoped the release of 3 million pages of the Epstein files would put an end to the story, it's only launched a new chapter. Survivors like Danny Bensky are blasting the Department of Justice for withholding potentially millions of other pages, while also mistakenly releasing images and identities of survivors.
What did you make of what you saw released so far?
I mean, it's so egregious. The redactions are, I am speechless at how terrible the redactions actually are.
Attorneys for survivors today said the Department of Justice failed to redact the identities of at least 31 people who were victimized as children, and that some report being harassed or flooded by disgusting private messages since.
There's no real rhyme or reason to what the redactions are.
The files also include new images of former Prince Andrew hovering over a female, and emails with Epstein from Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, Elon Musk, and Steve Tisch, co-owner of the New York Giants, years after Epstein pleaded guilty to a sex offense in Florida. All four denied any wrongdoing or knowledge of it.
Clearly, there's a lot of powerful people involved with this in one way or another. That may be the reason the Trump administration is dragging its feet on this. But That should not matter.
The president says the files show no wrongdoing by him.
Not only does it absolve me, it's the opposite of what people were hoping.
The newly released Epstein files also include hundreds of references to physician and author Peter Attia, who was recently hired as a CBS News contributor, including a crude sexual message by Attia. Attia issued a statement in which he apologized and said he was not involved in any criminal activity. Paramount Skydance, the owner of CBS News, said it has no comment.
Scott, thank you. To Minnesota now, and breaking news on the surge of ICE and Border Patrol agents in the area. They will wear body cameras effective immediately, according to the Department of Homeland Security and Secretary Kristi Noem. Here's Omar Villafranca with more.
ICE out of Minnesota. Protesters rallied outside of Target headquarters in Minneapolis today, demanding the new CEO take a stand against the immigration crackdowns. Meanwhile, in suburban Minneapolis, schools are feeling the impact of escalating tensions. Today, the Columbia Heights School District was forced to cancel all classes due to a bomb threat.
These last 2 weeks have been horrific and exhausting.
Rachel James has 2 children in the district and says students are worried.
But the kids are just saying this is evil and it's wrong and we must stop it.
At the center is Liam Conejo Ramos. The 5-year-old and his father were released from a detention center in Texas over the weekend and escorted back to Minnesota by Texas Congressman Joaquin Castro. Images of agents detaining the 5-year-old in his blue bunny hat and Spider-Man backpack sparked national outrage last month. He was detained with his father while returning home from school. And he's not alone. School officials say at least 5 other students from Columbia Heights School District have been detained in recent weeks.
Since it started, we've lost a lot of families.
Principal Jason Kuhlman says just last week he was asked to drop off 2 of his students at a detention center after their mother was detained following a court hearing.
It ripped my heart out.
We're just learning tonight that a Hennepin County medical examiner has ruled Alex Preddy's death a homicide. As for things here in Columbia Heights, school is expected to be back in session tomorrow. Tony?
Omar, thank you very much. Over the weekend, President Trump announced a massive 2-year renovation of the Kennedy Center and touted plans for a giant arch just steps from the Lincoln Memorial. Here's Weijia Zhang on the president's new designs for D.C.
We're building one of the greatest ballrooms.
President Trump demolished the White House East Wing to erect a new ballroom, paved over the Rose Garden, and now plans a complete rebuilding of the iconic Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts.
Do you plan on tearing it down, and how much will all of the renovations cost?
I'm not ripping it down. I'll be using the steel. So we're using the structure. We're using some of the marble, and some of the marble comes down. But when it's open, it'll be brand new and really beautiful.
Kennedy Center staffers found out about the 2-year closure on social media, and the move comes as the institution has suffered since Trump named himself as chairman and replaced the board with loyalists. Artists who have canceled performances include composer Philip Glass and singer Renee Fleming. The National Symphony Orchestra attendance has also fallen. Democratic lawmakers are furious Trump did not consult Congress, which funds the center's operations.
I don't know what their plans are for the National Symphony. We've already heard that the National Opera is found another venue. But this is just deeply concerning about something that is part of the lifeblood of arts in America.
Over the weekend, Trump also revealed details for the Independence Arch he wants to build near the Arlington National Cemetery.
I'd like it to be the biggest one of all.
The Washington Post reports it could stand as high as 250 feet, just 40 feet shorter than the U.S. Capitol.
Plans for the arch are expected to be finalized in the coming months, though it's unclear how it will be funded. As for the Kennedy Center today, President Trump told me renovations will cost around $200 million. Congress approved over $250 million for that center last summer. Tony?
Weijia, thank you. Just like the rest of us, NASA knows the importance of filling up the tank before a big trip, only their tank powers one of the largest rockets ever built. And today was a critical fueling test for Artemis 2 ahead of what NASA hopes will be a historic mission this month, taking 4 astronauts around the moon and deep into space. But Mark Strassman reports on a potential issue that came up during that test. Mark, good evening.
NASA calls today's test a wet dress rehearsal, and almost right away it got off to a problematic start. About an hour into fueling 500,000 gallons of liquid hydrogen into its designated tank in the SLS rocket, NASA discovered a leak. They stopped the fueling process twice, trying to troubleshoot before deciding to keep on going. NASA has said the leak is still there, but as of now, falls within acceptable limits. What we don't know yet is whether the leak needs to be fixed, how long a fix would take, or what the impact could be on a potential launch as early as this Sunday. This mission is a test flight, a 10-day practice run for an actual moon landing to come. Its crew of 4 will first orbit the Earth for a day, and if all goes well, head out about 250,000 miles to the moon, loop around its far side, and return to Earth with a splashdown in the Pacific. The big picture goal, get everything ready for the Artemis 3 moon landing to come. NASA hopes by 2028. Tony?
Mark, thank you. Still ahead on the CBS Evening News, the big winners at the Grammys, plus what Bad Bunny said that got a standing ovation last night. This time next Monday, the reviews will be coming in for Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime performance. For now, though, fans and critics alike have plenty to talk about as he made history last night at the Grammy Awards. Anthony Mason has highlights from music's biggest night.
Bad Bunny debuted. It was a big night. Bad Bunny visibly emotional when he picked up the Album of the Year award, the first Spanish language album to win since the start of the Grammys.
Eyes out.
The Puerto Rican superstar got a standing ovation for his message after an earlier win.
We're not aliens, we are humans, and we are Americans.
Oh, the Grammy goes to Luther Vandross!
Even though Cher confused the song name with the late R&B great, it was a joyous moment for Kendrick Lamar, earning Record of the Year for the second year in a row.
This is what music is about.
Lady Gaga was a caged bird singing a rock version of her hit Abracadabra before winning Best Pop Vocal Album.
Everybody needs a hero.
This year's Grammys redefined the In Memoriam segment with Reba McEntire's first ever Grammy performance. Post Malone teamed up with a group of legendary rockers to honor Ozzy Osbourne, which left his family in tears. And finally, Lauryn Hill. In her first Grammy performance since 1999, capping off the powerful celebration of life. Anthony Mason, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Up next, caught on video, a smash and grab robbery in a place that might look familiar to you. Wild pictures out of London tonight on the very same cobblestone streets where the hit show Ted Lasso is filmed. One robber with a sledgehammer hit the window of a jewelry store, then another with a big blue IKEA bag tried to grab the jewelry inside as workers rushed to clear the items from the other side of the glass. Saturday's attack was the capital city's third jewelry store smash and grab in 2 weeks, according to the Times of London. No arrests have been made. Still ahead, the incredible teamwork by Clemson women's basketball off the court.
This portion of the CBS Evening News is sponsored by Freshpet. Healthy food fresh from the fridge.
We're back with the good stuff. One of the best college sports stories I've heard in a good long time. Rusne Augustineta, her teammates call her Rus, is a 22-year-old junior at Clemson University, one of the best three-point shooters in the whole ACC, and also one of the most homesick players in the country because home for her is Lithuania, and her mom, Rasa, has never been able to afford to come to America to see her daughter play. So her teammates pooled together their own money for this. That's mom walking in and then sitting courtside last week to watch as Ruth scored a season-high 21 points. And afterwards, she got a post-game hug from mom, the very first of her college career. We asked her how her teammates made it all happen.
I don't know how it didn't, slip or somebody texted me in the wrong group chat or something, but they did a great job, and it's just all because of my teammates, and I'm just so happy to have them.
Lots of people complain how college sports has lost something since the players started making money, but no matter the sponsorship deals or the brands on the sneakers, moments like that, they never change. That's another day in America. I'm Tony DeCopel. Good night.